What separates me from good players like Peterbot? That's a question that I often ask myself but don't quite know the answer to. So today I'm going to be looking at two of Peterbot's best games from the World Cup yesterday to try to analyze on how I can improve to be more like him and how you can as well. One thing to note before we do get right into it though is that I'm only going to be looking over in games as it is the most IQ level of the game, what you need to know and where his skill really comes out. Here they have themselves boxed up against an opposing team in-game, and there's people everywhere just looking for tags. They make some beautiful edits, just get, really good tags to keep them above surge. That'd be terrible to, get below surge. Pollo, I believe, gets tagged here, so they have to, or Peterbot, I mean, gets tagged here, so they have to wall off a bit. They put an armored wall to make sure that they can get there, and Pollo just jumps in because he knows the kid's already a little bit low and gets the kill. Now this is something that you should always take note of in games like this if you're playing scrims or in a tournament. You always need to be aware of your surroundings, whether that's just looking around, making, cautious rotates, making sure that no one's looking at you, which is really hard to know, or just play like they are and just, kind of tunneling and looking at players, which is definitely the safest way but easiest to waste mats. So he just saw Epic just sprinting outside of his box, got a quick little kill on him from editing that wall. Really good vision there. The wall was half broken so he could see through it a little bit and just saw the opportunity and got it. Also, you need to be very aware of your surroundings of mats because he knew that that bush would give him a fair amount of mats, and as Pollo's dropping him, you realize that he was probably really low. So it's very good that he was able to look for that bush, just stuff, little things like that. Now replay lag does make it a little bit hard to watch these fights, but he eventually killed Fadil by dropping him down, and I believe they also killed his teammate off whenever the replay was bugging. So very good play, they just kind of dropped them down, made some good edits, played as themselves, and just double pumped. Really good chemistry. Here you can see him making some good space, kind of tunneling, looking for kills. Pollo got a kill on someone, I'm not sure who. Yeah, he just seemed to drop down on him and get a really nice tag on him, and happened to be low enough HP to kill him. Here they are running through other people's builds. That's looks like they might be partially theirs, yeah. So they can use their old builds, which is really good. That's really good awareness to know what is yours and what's not from old rotations. You can save a lot of mats that way. Here they're just kind of playing low ground by themselves because they don't want to get picked out here, and it really stinks to just, be mid-ground and everyone looking at you. So in replays, I think Peterbot just kind of got shot and had to back up to Pollo. They're double fizzing right now, just constantly dropping medallion to ping people. That's a really good mechanic if you're trying to play scrims or ranked. I know that kind of looks like Peterbot's cheating, but replays are really buggy. I promise you that wall did actually break, because I remember seeing that on the broadcast. Alright, here Pollo's looking for kills and actually does jump up and find the kid, but in the process gets sprayed. Now, that's the first mistake. Really, they've gotten a lot of kills, they've gotten a lot of surge, they're not really threatened by surge, so Pollo really shouldn't have gone for that. But, it is what it is. They're playing really confident, they're probably the best in the world at this point. Perfect players. So Peterbot actually just killed the person that killed Pollo, I believe, by just looking out for him. He knew that he was going to have to rotate into him, which is really good awareness. And yeah, just got a quick little kill. Here, Peterbot is a solo, and it needs... Wow, I forgot about that. He just drops Queasy down and instantly kills him. Very good awareness for knowing where the footsteps were. Now, I think it's a 1v1v1 situation or something like that. Somewhere close. Gets a quick little tag. And then Batman Booga kills Chico, and then he kills Batman Booga. So it's just like a little, you know, back and forth. Very good awareness knowing that they were on that wall. Edits down, knowing there's a kid below him, probably with no mats because he wasn't building, and just gets the kill. Now it's just him versus Duke. He goes up for height, gets tagged, and gets in sword for a little bit. Not the best play, but still, he's just sitting on height with Fizz and gets the pump off on him. Okay, here we're gonna fast forward to where Peterbot and Pollo are in Storm at Island. They have not yet killed anyone. Jeez, that was some bad replay lag. They have not yet killed anyone this game, but they definitely are the aggressive type of players, so they're probably gonna be looking for that soon. They basically just hit this Fizz pad and get above all the Rift players, which I don't think was intentional, but definitely good rotation. Just trying to be aware, trying to maybe land on these players. A good thing to keep note of is to go below whoever you're trying to kill to try to spray them. Now, Peterbot does this, but not particularly trying to kill the other players. He's really just trying to maybe get some surge off, maybe a kill or two off of other players on lookout. Here, he just looks over, sees a free beam, and hits his shots. And he's crazy aim. He gets dinked, but also dinks the guy back. So it's kind of a trade. Still rather not get dinked, but you know, it is what it is. Like, you can't really play perfectly. That was probably not the best play, you know, considering, because both of the teammates was looking at him, and one of them got a shot off with a Monarch pistol, and it just did not go well. But he couldn't really have predicted that, so we'll give him, you know, I don't know what you call it, excuse. Here he just sees a guy in Storm, probably low because Pollo was shooting at him. He might have got some tags off and just quickly gets that off. Also thing to keep note of is that he lends Raft. So not only do they have the ping medallion that lets them know where everyone is at all times pretty much, they also have the mythic burst AR, which is the best AR in the game. It does so much damage, insane accuracy, just really good setup. And one more thing to keep note of actually is that how much mats these kids have. Like, they always have mats, really. Like, it's not really a problem to keep mats. And I find myself and other people in games wasting so many mats for no reason. And if you just watch these guys' gameplay, it's like they just can maneuver around anything and just get away with it. And that's you know, definitely something that would help you a ton if you could master it like they have. Here, they're just getting shot at for Surge. People are probably below Surge needing some tags. So a lot of people are looking at them. They definitely have to be cautious building walls whenever they think they might get shot. And just playing around trees and builds and trying to farm back their mats that they lost from walling off. Here they're looking for height, which is a very good play. They see that height's free up on this hill, and it's very good positioning, and it'd be really nice to have, so they just run up and take it for free. They chop out another potential way of height for other kids, which is very smart because it's free, you know. It's not like anyone was going to look for the tag, most likely. Probably no one knows that he's even there. The thing to keep note of is that these builds aren't his, and so a lot of people would probably make a bunch of other boxes that's theirs just to edit from, or like they don't want to get snuck up on by the kids who built this and they have no edits around them. But, you know, if they have height like this, the kids, and they're just not there, then chances are they're dead or they're far away, because that's a really good position to have, and there's no reason to not be there. Peterbot and Pollo realize this and just stay up here without building and get some free tags off Storm Surge. One thing that's always hard to know in these end games is what to build out of. I mean, you could be getting sprayed and it might be right to build with metal, or it might be right to build with brick. It's really hard to know, but these two have mastered that mechanic. Typically, if you're getting sprayed by a duo, you're definitely want to build with metal. But if you're only getting sprayed by one person, normally metal's not really necessary. Normally it is, brick is okay. And the only reason why you should be building out of wood is to place those cones or stairs in your box, which normally should be cones in most circumstances. They are just looking for Surge right now. Maybe some kills, because they still don't have any as in the current moment, I don't believe. Just keep on dropping that medallion, pinging everyone so they can get some free tags. Tag that kid for white so they know that this guy is really weak. They are looking at height to try to grief. And I believe they tagged that kid at least a little bit, because they try to ping him, like, you know. probably try to calm to the other teammate how much they tagged him for. Here, they're just constantly keeping an eye on height, making sure that if they do go for beam, that height can't mess with them. Because that's a very scary situation to be in whenever you just get so low from height and you didn't even know that they could see. So very good awareness. So that was some pretty extreme lag, but basically they just tried to 3-2-1 that wall and try to get maybe a tag or two off. Here, a lot of people will just leave it be, try to go kill some other people, but no, they know that these kids are probably weak mat and health-wise, so they just try to break in, and then they realize that they just have more armored walls, so they do eventually back off because they don't want to tunnel vision and get caught up. A lot of people have mistakes with that, where they just think a kid's low and they'll just do anything to get to them, and in the process, possibly lose health or die from other kids because they're just so tunnel visioned. But not Peterbot and Poyo. They make sure that they know exactly what they're doing, give good comms this whole time. I guarantee they're talking about every minuscule thing that's happening. Here they're trying to box fight this solo for a kill and some mat refresh because, I mean, they're not really bad on mats, but they can use them more. Also Surge, of course. Here they're just looking backwards at kids, people trying to rotate in towards them because they are at a very good position mid-ground. They do get tagged in return, but they also got some Surge off. As you can see in the bottom right corner that they are 450 above Surge, which is really good. Here they take down Vino, and right here Clicks, I believe. Yep, because they killed him with the Storm. I remember seeing that in the broadcast earlier. I definitely was hoping that Clicks and Vino would, you know, do better, but I mean, that's not the point anyways. So basically they just saw them on low ground and just took the tags. That was a smart play, letting Clicks just die to Storm because they knew that he probably would. Here they just opened up a second ago. They just opened up and saw a kid standing there, so they just kind of killed him. This is also a very good strategy to take note of, to throw the body in your box or safe area and then kill it to claim the loot, and so you don't have to be claiming loot in a box that you don't own the pieces to and can't easily escape from. Here Poyo goes down to probably a 2v1 situation. He just had some bad positioning, maybe made a mistake or two, which, you know, it's fine, but here in these case scenarios, a mistake can cost you the entire game. So now it's all up to Peterbot. He's just fizzing up some health, and also so he can use the fizz for some rotation. Here is some good strategy where you block off, oh my goodness, block off your back by placing stairs behind you so they can't see you, or players can't see you. And also, he just finds Falcon sitting in a box somehow, just really good awareness, and, you know, just kills him. Just like that. There's another example of placing a stair behind your back so you can't get sniped. Alright, here he hits a really nice shot from an unsuspected player running at him. He goes, try to scare him to maybe trick him into thinking he's a duo, and just also to get the damage off and maybe a kill. He cracks another kid trying to rush him, which makes them back off as well. And at this point, like, he's damaged a lot of people a lot, so he's way above Surge if whenever it happens again. He's got armored walls that he can freely use just to make sure he can't get chopped out. Here he sees a guy standing on the floor. Well, let's ignore that and just talk about how he just saw that kid. He edited his wall, and out of the corner of his eye just saw a random dude chilling behind the brick, which is very good. It's really hard to see things like that whenever you're focusing a guy and spraying a guy, but Peterbot's always looking around his screen, always looking for those players, and in turn gets a kill. Here he finds a guy keying him, and just, you know, he makes a mistake by turning around, and Peterbot's able to shoot him in the back and get the kill. Notice how Peterbot is very low mats. At this point, he's definitely looking for a refresh, so he needs to act quick. He sees a kid, he doesn't quite get the kill, it gets stolen, but look at those mats. It's refreshed by about 200, which is huge in these end games, but still, he probably prefers to have a little bit more, so let's see what he has in store. Just blocking off his tops because he knows that everyone else is on height and he doesn't want to get sprayed out. He's just trying to, you know, have his own area down below, try to fizz up, cracks a kid that he just finds jumping in front of him. Good awareness. Crazy shot on Thomas, HD. Just, you know, really good awareness. He did get a lucky face through a floor. That's really hard to, like, mimic, but it worked out for him. So it's just good awareness that he could react that fast from phasing through a floor, because that's hard to do. So just, you know, take note of that. Here's a 1v1 situation, and oh no, the replay lagged. But anyways, he basically just makes some dumb plays because he had very low mats and jumps over Peterbot twice and lets Peterbot get 2 pump shots off, which in return gets him dead. Doesn't even get a shot off on Peterbot. Alright, so now that we've reviewed Peterbot and Pollo's gameplay, you might still be asking yourself, well, how do I get to that level exactly, even though I have the game since now? Well, the really only answer that I can tell you is to get a consistent practice routine. I cannot stress to you enough just to try your best to aim train and piece control train once every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes each a day. It will add up over the weeks and months that you do it, and you will see significant improvement. Also, other tips to take note of if you're wanting to go this far, which you have to go this far to get on Peterbot's level, is you should really be grinding scrims if you're worried about endgames, and grinding ranked if you're worried about mid-game fights, because I'm currently struggling at mid-game and early game fights, so I'm just playing a lot of ranked, really not playing many scrims. So make sure you're playing the right game mode. If you're really bad at early to mid-game fights, don't be grinding scrims. It's just a waste of time. Also, to take it that another step further is just to go in a creative map and 1v1 someone and try to VOD review your mistakes. One of my biggest mistakes is missing my side jumps. Whenever I'm trying to sprint off of a cone and go up a layer, it's just, I always hit my head. Sometimes I'll get it, but it's just not perfect. And also, one more thing that I've noticed is that my 90s are slow. So I'm trying to perfect a 90s phase trick. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but a lot of pros use it. And the way that I do that is just by going into a slow-mo map where you could slow the map down and just practice that. And by doing this just once a day, it will add up, and it will, I cannot stress to you how important that is. Just please, 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 that's the main way to get better. And then you can start, you know, improving. You'll rank up more, you'll get better at scrims, you'll start placing better in tournaments, and maybe one day you'll be at Peterbot and Pollo's level. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video or find it helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you were to drop a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the whole video, and if you did, just drop this emoji in the comments so I can really know the legends who made it to the end. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one. Peace.